Thank you all for coming at 80. Right, you do have to count the blessings. I think one of it is, by the way, this of course was created with AI. People say AI might kill off humanity in 20 years. So what? I'm 80. Let me say one thing about this. It never gets these pictures right. Dolly does crazy things. I said, make me a birthday cake the size of a building, and big flames, and the fire department. It took me quite a bit of time. And then, oh my God, what the hell is that? What? I did not ask that. This is a warning. That's what that is. The first lesson is so obvious. I am a living example of the flaw of averages. The average guy my age has been dead for 2 years. The second lesson is actually the best thing that ever happened to me, but which is what Daryl said she would be on an early date. And she was right. So, for those who don't know Daryl, she's done everything from commodity trading to improv comedy to working for the FBI. And I mean, I could keep going for a while on those things. I certainly not have survived without her. And what a blessing it is to have 2 kids who are bringing joy to the world, right? Russell is barbecue. Is the barbecue okay? He did go to culinary school, but he didn't work in a restaurant. He ended up in Texas and took a master class in barbecue. And one day he called me like a year and a half ago and said, I'm going to buy a barbecue trailer and come back to Palo Alto and do barbecue. Well, from what you've heard tonight, far be it for me to tell my kids they're nuts. What I didn't say was, how do you know there's a market for barbecue? Which would have been like saying, how do you know there's a market for fentanyl? Anyway, he bought this trailer, $8,000. And he was going to pay it off, over time. No, buy it now. Let's get it up here. Burn the ships on the beaches. Let's get this thing rolling and see if it's going to work. Then, in that case, we'll do $10,000. I drove it back with him. Anyway, the damn trailer, the smoker trailer, paid for in the neighborhood in 8 to 10 weeks or something. There are also some surprising blessings that come with old age. A couple of months ago, I had cataract surgery. Anyone with? So, now I know why they call it the blue planet. The human lens yellows over time. And so, as you replace them, and also terrible eyesight, so you replace these things with clear, high-quality optics, and it is really a new ballgame. Another blessing. Cortisone shots. Show hands. Who's been blessed with cortisone?
Coming up soon.
Yes, isn't that wonderful? The most exciting and maybe the biggest blessing of all is that maybe I'm at the top of my career. Or not yet, maybe tomorrow. So this is the thing that no one understands. Aaron talked about fighting the war on the flaw of averages. And see if this thing is still working. So the poster child for the flaw of averages is a statistician who drowns in the river that's on average 3 feet deep. I want to try to describe it in a dramatic way that if you don't understand it, you'll still find the story fascinating. And so, Pat Burt, Pat, where are you? Pat, so congratulations. Pat has been elected to, is this like the 3rd term? 4th term as city council member of Palo Alto. No. Because we are going to, discussing the law of averages and the work that we're doing together, and I want to discuss, we're going to determine his fitness to be in office here in a second. But I am not alone in the law of averages. This is a really, really big blessing. There are many of us. It's not like a normal army, it's more like a guerrilla army. What keeps me going is that I'm working with so many exciting and creative people on these problems, and that would get technical on board. But I'm excited about what's going to happen tomorrow, and what's going to happen a week from now, and what's going to happen a month from now. A year from now, I do not worry about it. I don't count on that. But just the wonderful people I've worked with. Oh, and by the way, there are a number of veterans of the War on Averages present. Raise your hand. Decorated veterans, I might add. Just show of hands here. Those who got, come on, Tom, you're the general. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys and gals have just meant so much to me. So anyway, here we go now, determining Pat's fitness for office. So the story, Pat, is that, the formal statement is that plans based on average assumptions are wrong on average. And so here's the problem you're facing. We're building a new building in Palo Alto, and it requires permits. Can we turn off the front lights a little bit? The screen is more visible. Can I do that from up here? I'll probably turn everything off.
I got it.
Okay.
It's gonna blow!
That works on average.
Of course, the building requires, a zoning permit, building permit, a water permit, storm drain, all these things. There are 10 of these permits, and we've done wrong end. Okay, so it's not our first rodeo. Many buildings built in Palo Alto. And these are the average times for the permits to issue. 6 weeks, it turns out. But in reality, that could happen, or that could happen, or that could happen. So there's plenty of uncertainty. And of course, you can't start construction until the last one is complete. But on average, it's 6 weeks. So the builder comes to Pat and says, Pat, when can we start construction? I assume it's about 6 weeks. But give me a number. Okay, now Pat, with your fitness on the line, he's going to decide here, what do you tell this guy? A, there's a 50-50 chance of starting by 6 weeks. B, there's one chance of 1,000 of starting within 6 weeks. Or C, if you upgrade my flight ticket to first class, you can start tomorrow. Everyone get that reference? Yeah. Okay. So Pat, here it is. With your fitness on the line. A, B, or C?
Sam threatened that he was going to go through with this.
You didn't believe it.
It has to be a C, right?
C? Yeah, C. Okay. So, folks, the right answer is B, one chance in 1,000. And why is that? Remember, 10 things have all got to happen at once. They've all got to be less than 6 weeks for you to get 6 weeks. So it's like flipping 10 heads in a row on a coin. Trust me, that's about 1 in 1,000. All right? So we can have the lights back on. I've tested a bunch of people on this, hundreds. And typically, people do think there's a 50-50 chance. All right? But there's only one chance in 1,000. So if the right answer is one chance in 1,000, and you think it's 50-50, then it's not close enough even for government work. It's not close enough even for city government work. So that is why we fight. Now, let me give you another example to see how ludicrous this is. Suppose I was rolling a die, and the boss comes in and says, "What's the number going to be?" I said, "So certain." No, he says, "Give me a number. I need a number." Oh, has anyone heard? Give me a number. Who have heard that phrase somewhere from authority? Okay? So that would be absurd. You want a number? I can supply you the average. The average is 3.5. By the way, this is an average die, a flat die with 3.5 dots on both sides, and we use this. We apply this to people's noses, and then we rub vigorously. This is ridiculous. Can you imagine practicing for the crack game with a pair of these things? It's nuts, and yet that's really what people are doing. So, what the nonprofit has done is we figured out how to store die rolls as data, and you deliver that data to the boss, and it forces the boss to recognize what kind of crapshoot they're in, right? Because there's a power play going on here. Give me a number means it's your problem. No, no, no. Oh, and the SIP, by the way, we talked about, that's, say, 10,000 die rolls. So, by the way, we have a few of these up here if you want to rub someone's nose with these things. Thank you again all for coming. We'll be giving cortisone shots out in the court. And it has been a blast. And Daryl, thank you so much for everything. One other thing I have to say. My dad died at age 52, but I had an aunt who's still alive, and on her 99th birthday family Zoom, I said to her, "Barbara," this was like 4 or 5 years ago, "Barbara, you don't look a day over 98 3/4, right?" And she said, she snapped back, "Neither do you."